KOFO. I'm Bob Johnson as we get ready to talk to you about Ottawa University Braves football here this evening. The Braves 6-1 as they picked up a big homecoming victory over McPherson last week, 52-24. They still stay steady at number 22, and here to talk to us a little bit about that is head coach Kent Kessinger. Coach, welcome to your program.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
It's your. What's it like having a program that's your program?
Well, I don't know. It's good. I mean, 15 years in a row. Well, not 15 years. For the first couple of years, it was still the Pat Ross show. But now we've solidified. That I am going to be the coach that's on this radio show at this time. So
every fall.
Every fall so far.
Every fall so far.
So far.
This was I guess in every sense of the word, and we talked a little bit about it during the pregame show last week, that this was kind of a trap game for Ottawa.
Definitely.
You're coming off the big victory against Sterling, the emotional victory that it was. Then you've got a team coming in on homecoming that 3-2. They've got a good offense, defense a little suspect, but it could definitely get you tripped up, especially when you look ahead that you've got Avila this week. But I think the Braves handled themselves really well.
No, I think they did a good job. Our kids really, I think, seized the moment when they were out there. We made good plays on offense. We made some big plays on defense. We really corralled Ed Crouch pretty good and didn't allow him to create, and that's a big part of his game. And it's actually bode well for us coming into this next week because the quarterbacks that we're going to face at Avila are very similar. They want to create and move outside the pocket and run, and it was good to be able to be successful, especially at home in front of all the alums and the families that came back and came down to watch the kids play, and what a great crowd. So it was good to be able to do that, and it was good to be able to work to get ourselves in a position for this big game coming up this weekend.
That's one thing for the home games that you've had. I mean, that was just your third one of the year, but every home crowd this year has been really loud, rambunctious, and into the ball games. And when we've seen in years past where sometimes the crowd just kind of sits on their hands, it hasn't been that way this year.
In some cases, we've kept them pretty lively, but no, I think we got an exciting style of football that we're playing. Offensively, we're making some big plays. There's a lot of offense in this conference. Unfortunately for the defensive coaches. So it makes for some exciting games. But I give a lot of credit to the people that are working behind the scenes at Ottawa University, getting our kids out there. And so far we've had other than homecoming obviously being a theme, we had a gold rush and even at homecoming we did a blackout and it'll be something that we'll have the next home game will be our Cancer Awareness Day, and so there's different things that we've done, activities they've done a really good job with, doing some of that and getting the kids there, and it's been great to be able to play in front of that kind of a crowd.
Well, and my father was right. The sun does shine on a dog every once in a while.
Yeah.
The Braves ended up with not only KCAC Players of the Week, but they had a national.
Yeah, it's
been
a while since we've done that. So that's hats off to Connor Kagi and what he's done this year. It's kind of going under the radar a little bit. I think nationally is what Darian Dillard has also done, but it's good to be able to have kids of a high talent, high caliber. Be able to be recognized.
I would definitely agree with that. And, I mean, we have seen, games so far this year that you would have thought maybe some national, right, but definitely conference recognition.
Right.
And it just hadn't happened yet. But maybe they listened to our show last week.
They must have, Bob. So I'm going to say that, you being able to, get this thing all going and out on the World Wide Web probably had a stake in those guys getting it. So from Connor and the rest of the Ottawa Braves, Thank you.
Wow, this is a big
Sticker
moment.
Sticker night.
This
I
is-
should have brought some stickers.
I've got my helmet in the car.
Yeah.
This is a big moment in show history, I think.
It could be.
It
It could
could-
be. Or should be. One of the two.
Well, yeah, well, whatever works. Connor had a great game, 23 of 32, 269 yards. He had a couple of interceptions I'm sure he'd like to have back, but still threw for 3 touchdowns. He ran 4 touchdowns. He ended up with, I believe, 3 rushing, and he ended up
3
with
rushing, 3 passing, yep.
and had 83 yards on the ground. And, of course, Darian Dillard, if it's a day that ends in Y, he's going to get you 100 yards receiving and a
Right.
couple of touchdowns. But I think what was really I don't want to say is underrated, but Nick Rodriguez on the special teams side,
Yep.
his punting was really good. He hit all of his extra points,
Yep.
and he did get a field goal in.
Yeah, got it all.
And so congratulations to that young man, because he had seen some struggles at times this year.
Yeah, we give those guys a hard time. The nice thing is when something, if anything goes to their head, we always got a couple things. Like Connor, when he's feeling pretty good about stuff, we did recognize the fact that he actually had 25 completions, 2 to the other team, 1 to a nose guard. So we did point that out, and the guys got a good laugh on that one. He also I think stole the ball away from Corbin Chambers on a potential touchdown. So Corbin could have had another touchdown on that.
That's what I was going to ask, because they both went in. Is it a half touchdown apiece? How's that break down?
He should have. He told me that if he had let go and we'd have fumbled at the 1, that I would have probably sent him back to Ashland, Oregon, and he might have been right. So he thought it was in his best interest to hold on to the ball. He saw a huge gaping hole, but Corbin has one good stomach shot to Connor whenever he wants it. So no, I'm just kidding. It's kind of neat to be able to have these guys do really well, but then be able to kid them a little bit about some of their other stuff.
Well, in Corbin Chambers, as a freshman coming in, James Reeder went down with an injury early on.
Yep.
And Corbin came on and rushed 19 times, had 126 yards, and it really looked very, very solid back there. Very comfortable, too, running that ball.
Yeah, it's his second 100-yard game for us this year. He's got a lot of the similar characteristics in running the football that James does, and so it's a nice little fit into there. We don't have to change much. We can call the same style plays. We don't have to determine whether we're going to be an inside running team or whatever. We did some things to try to get to the edge a little bit. We thought that they were a little bit softer on the edge than they were, trying to bang ourselves, up in the middle. But he hit it hard, and he hit some seams. Matter of fact, Connor Kagi checked out of one play and threw a hitch route, which I've given him the green light to be able to do that when they see it. Had we run that play, I think Corbin would have run the ball for about 80 yards on that play, because the hole opened up unbelievably huge on that play that we were doing it. But it was a good check. It was a good throw. And I'm glad that our guys are being able to see that and adapt. That makes us pretty hard to get a grasp on what we're doing, defensively, when we can make those checks.
Well, and that bodes well going into the game coming up this weekend with Avila.
Right.
With the amount of weapons that you have, they're not going to be able to take them all away. And we saw that this last Saturday with McPherson. Darian still got his yards. Corbin Chambers ran well. Connor had a fantastic game. Dylan Foose made some catches. Kyle Teal made some catches. Yeah. Even the tight end got a catch.
Dylan Wheeler. Yep.
So that there's a lot of weapons out there, and that's good to see.
Yeah, it's nice to see. It's nice to see them spread the ball around. To find guys. From the running back standpoint, I mean, like even going back 2 weeks ago in the Sterling game, I think James Reeder was one of our top 3 guys receiving the ball for us. To be able to spread it out and to find different ways to be able to get the balls into those guys' hands so they can make plays is really good.
Oh, and real quick, the KOFO Crown Realty Players of the Week this week were both Ottawa University players. Connor Kagi after his performance, but also Corbin Chambers with his rushing performance. And I originally chose Corbin just because Connor had won it a few times already. Let's get some fresh blood in here. But as a freshman coming in and doing what he did, I thought that was really worthy of being a player of the week. So congratulations to them both from KOFO and Todd Burrows at Crown Realty for winning those player of the week honors. And right now the things are working well offensively. Defensively, we'll talk a little bit about that. Let's take a break right here. We'll come back and we'll talk because it was positive. There was a little bit of a lull, but we'll talk about that when we come back. And don't forget, if you're here in the building or if you're at home listening, you can call 242-1220 if you're at home listening. And if you ask Coach a question live on the air, you can be entered in to win a pizza from KOFO and Pizza Time. Or if you're here in the building, come up and ask Coach a question live on the air. And the same for you there. You entered in to win a pizza from Pizza Time and KOFO. We'll return with more of the Pizza Time Kent Kessinger Show here on 1220, 103.7 FM, KOFO, and KOFO.com.
This is Eric Price, Funeral Director at Lamb Roberts Funeral Home. You're always welcome to visit us if you need to discuss pre-planning, pricing, services, or if you just want to share a cup of coffee in a time of need. But if you can't make it by, we invite you to visit us at lamb-roberts.com. You'll find a complete list of obituaries, ways to send flowers or gifts, a guide to help you plan ahead, and tips on handling grief. Just another way we provide compassionate care when you need it most. Lamb Roberts Funeral Home, 242-3550, and at lamb-roberts.com.
I came here to run cross country, and it ended up being way different than I thought it was going to be. It's unlike anything I've ever been a part of to be on the team. Everyone is so completely different. There are people you never thought you'd be friends with, nothing like your outside friends, but somehow you all click to be the same and have the same interests, but yet completely different. Everyone's always there for you. It's not just about running. Friendships and families like they're your siblings when you're away from home. That's what it means to be a part of the Braves cross country and track team, to be a family.
Be a Brave. Visit ottawa.edu.
Hey, Ryan, where do you want to go to eat?
Pizza Time.
Pizza Time? Where's that?
At 208 South Main in historic downtown Ottawa. Or we could call 242-TIME and have it delivered.
242-TIME?
Yep, call my BFF Duke and his friends at Pizza Time.
What are you going to order?
I don't know. It's all so good. Pizza, sandwiches, appetizers, and dessert.
Now you've got me hungry. I wonder what time it is.
Pizza Time!
Even though school has already started, getting your child's school physical is still possible at Ottawa Care Clinic. Now open 7 days a week inside Cosentino's Prize Chopper, 120 East 19th. No appointment is necessary, and a staff of experienced and caring registered nurse practitioners is waiting to help you. Remember, bring your physical form, proof of insurance, or $50. Most insurances are accepted. Ottawa Care Clinic open 7 days a week, Monday through Friday, 11 till 7, Saturdays 9 till 4, Sundays 9 till 3.
Hey, want to celebrate Halloween early with Aaron's? This weekend, treat yourself to no payments until November when you start leasing to own furniture, electronics, and appliances from top brands like Philips, LG, Samsung, and more. That's spooktacular. And with no credit needed and free delivery and setup from October 12th to 15th. Come in store or go online. Celebrate Halloween early and treat yourself to no payments until November. Only at Aaron's. At participating Aaron's stores. Transaction advertised as a rental purchase agreement. Some restrictions apply.
What gives one company the edge over another? Maybe it's not one thing. Maybe it's taking care of lots of things that help a business run smoothly. In other words, Cintas. Cintas has products that help your people stay safe and apparel programs that convey the right image. They service fire protection equipment, deliver and stock restroom supplies, and make sure facilities are clean and ready. Because when all those things work together, you're in business.
Oh, I'm ready!
Get Cintas and get ready for the workday.
Trade Pros. Ferguson's proud to be a part in what you do. And it's our aim to be the easiest one of your long day on the job. With over 1,000 one-stop shop counter locations, expert associates, and an unmatched selection of go-to and hard-to-find OEM repair products, you can depend on us to do our part every day. And Ferguson's 1-hour will call, same-day, next-day delivery, and online ordering and inventory management solutions are making things simpler for those that work the hardest. Visit Ferguson.com and find a counter location near you.
Welcome back to Pizza Time and the Pizza Time Kessinger Show here on 1220 and 103.7 FM KOFO, KOFO.com with the interweb. And say hello to all of our net listeners tonight.
Yeah, everybody out there on the web, including my in-laws.
Yeah. It's a little early to say hello to everybody, but
we'll do it later.
Yeah,
we want to keep them listening to the show.
Exactly. We don't want to say hi and then have them
tune out.
Yeah,
because they might miss the best part of the show.
Well, yes, because that's coming up a little bit later. We're going to be we're going to play the $25,000 pyramid.
Oh man!
Actually, it's going to be like the 25-cent pyramid.
All right, well, good. But I think the last time we did this, I didn't fare too well on it.
Well, you'll probably do well this time.
Okay, good.
I have some high quality H2O right there.
Very good. You know, wet that whistle. Keep us going.
I gotta keep hydrated. It's important. Hydration. Before the break, we talked a little bit about the defense. Defense really did a very good job of keeping that offense in check.
Definitely.
There was a bit of a lull at the latter stages of the second period, the beginning of the third, but then things really picked back up again. And I guess the first question I would have is was it just a matter of adjustments? McPherson made some adjustments, and it took a little bit of time to kind of make some adjustments defensively?
Well, I think right before the half we had is that when we had the interception?
I believe that
I think we turned the ball over right before the half, and then they took it down off a short field and scored. That's offense putting the defense in a bad place. And having to defend a short field. And when you got an offense that we were facing this last week, you knew that at times that they were going to be able to get some yards, and you don't want to get them any closer to the end zone than you possibly can. So making them go the long distance was something that we thought was going to be part of our strategy going into the game. It's kind of like I watched the Chiefs and the Patriots the other night, and Bill Belichick's theory is, it doesn't matter what happens, until you get to the red zone, and then if you can keep them out of the end zone and the red zone, then you're doing well from that sort of thing. And for the most part, I thought we did that. We did have a lull to start off. It was one of those things that at halftime I'm like, guys, we got to get a stop here, and then offense needs to go down and score, and otherwise, it's 11-point game. So we go from having a commanding lead to 11 points in two possession game, and I think we were fortunate enough to get score and put that back on top, and I think that really affected McPherson, because it was one of those things that really the only time that we stopped as an offense is when we stopped ourselves, through an interception in the first drive, which should have been a touchdown. If you throw it early enough, it's a touchdown. We lollipopped it up there, and a guy made a nice break on it at the end, and then turned the ball over. So other than that, we were moving the ball both in the run game and the pass game, and scoring points. And I think that going down and then answering their touchdown to start off the second half really kind of deflated them.
Yeah, I don't believe there was a turnover by McPherson in that ball game.
No, I don't. They didn't. We did force some punts. Defense did a really good job on third down. Offensively, we were very good on third down.
Yes.
And it was one of those things. We just kept on. We forced them into giving us the ball back, and we kept on moving the ball. We punted one time. And we had 1 4th down, which, we throw a one hopper to a wide open receiver on a short route. So
to say you were animated about that
is
probably a little underestimating.
It was. It was one of those things that you when you make the call, and it was on our sideline, and it was right where we're at. And I saw them walk up, and I'm like, we've got everything that we want on this play. All we have to do is play catch, and we've got the first down or possibly a touchdown.
Yeah.
Possibly a touchdown, because nobody was covering Dylan Foose. and we one-hop it. And I'm like, geez Louise, it's the shortest throw that we've got in our offense. And we one or two skip it. And so, yeah, to say I was a little animated is that would be correct.
What you brought up the third down, and I think that may have been the best the defense had done so far this year, holding teams on third down. I remember taking a look at the stats and just
what they got, like 2 or 3 or something.
Yeah,
like
I think
that?
it was
like 3 of 16 or something crazy like that.
Yeah, and that's huge in itself, because the more opportunities you give them to convert on those third downs, that's just more momentum, and I think that for the defense psyche, in a sense, it kind of knocks them down a little bit.
Yeah, it's the worst down in football for me, for sure, because I don't like it on offense. I don't like to have to make too many third down calls, especially longer yardage ones. And defense, you just hold your breath. It's just like, all right, let's get the fourth down, make them punt. Let's not give it to fourth and short where they can go for it, but let's keep it at 4th and 5 or greater. So they have to punt the football and we can get the ball back. So, yeah, it's a rough down. It's a rough down for sure for coaches.
Well, and the defense only gave up 361 yards, and of course, yards don't matter. It's the points that do. But even that, when you have an offense that I believe put over 500 yards of offense the previous week,
right?
To cut that by 200 yards almost, that's saying a little something.
I think it is. We've gone. Coach White had actually looked this up, and because I didn't know how everything was going, but last week we went into the game as being the fifth scoring offense in our conference. So we're averaging 36 points a game, and we're the 5th. We were the 5th scoring offense in the league. And we have 6 that are in the top 20 in the nation in scoring. There's a lot of offense, and it's happening in the KCAC right now, and it's a lot of work for our defensive coaches. So, being able to, slightly hold people down, that 300-yard game is like, 150 yards of total offense a couple of years ago. That's just the way it is.
Well, with everyone going to a spread look or something along those lines, you get the triple threat option,
right,
or something like that.
Yep.
I don't want to say it's kind of like the old shootouts of the AFL, but in some ways it does turn into that way.
Well, it's the same thing happens in Division I in the Big 12. It was like it used to be when the wacky whack, with all the scoring that was happening in that would have been, 15 years ago and that sort of thing, that when the Western Athletic Conference was just throwing the ball all over the place and they were putting points up and nobody could stop anybody type deal. I think the theory was that we didn't care if you give up a touchdown or if they had a punt, but that's great. Just get us the ball back as soon as you possibly could. And that's kind of at times where you look at the KCAC right now. It's just without high-powered offenses.
Well, of course, it only takes a minute to beat Rice, so.
Right.
So,
that's right. Yeah, that's pretty good.
As a matter of fact, my father-in-law, he still has his towel from the towel from the Air Force. It was like a terrible towel or whatever,
right,
with all the different pins of the WAC schools, and that's
right,
one of the things on there. It's either beating rice or boiling rice. It only
right,
takes a minute. So.
Yeah, it only takes a minute.
Yeah, so anyway, that's today's WAC moment in memory of the day.
There you go.
I think that bodes well for this defense. We've seen each week it kind of progress a little bit along. You got to throw out the Kansas Wesleyan game. Mm-hmm. That you just can't count that one. But you've just seen a lot of improvement week to week to week.
Well, every week our young guys are getting older. That sounds pretty cliche-ish, but it's one of those things that the more reps that Jalen King gets, the better that he's going to be at corner. The more reps that some of Devin Johnston, like for example, a freshman for us gets, or Colton Tafoya, another freshman gets. on the field is going to make them even better. The more communication that the groups have, the better they're going to get. And I think that we put in a pretty good defensive scheme to be able to combat some of these offenses, and we're going to have to do it again this week. So it seems like it's a never-ending process right now.
Well, that's the game of football.
It is now. It definitely is now, for sure.
And life. But,
true.
The Braves will get ready to play Avila for the first time on the football field this coming Saturday. And it's a noon kickoff, which means an 11 o'clock pregame show. That's right.
It's a brunch. You're going to have brunch with it?
I don't know.
You got some time to think about this. People are going to be waking up still drinking their coffee.
I was going to say, I don't know that we've ever broadcast a football game this early.
No, this will be the earliest game. We used to play 12 o'clock games, kicks in South Dakota when I was at Augustana College, and it's interesting. It's really not that much different for the kids, particularly the fact that we don't have to go but 45 minutes. Thank goodness. It doesn't take very long to get to Avila, but it's you get them up, and whether you get them up at 8 or you give them up at 10, it's still early for them, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting. It's homecoming, so it's a little longer halftime, and it'll be something. It'll be something to play at noon.
And we'll have that game for you this Saturday here on 1220 and 103.7 FM KOFO. Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll talk about this game, as this is going to be the first time that OU has played in Kansas City, Missouri since 1951, when the Braves took on Missouri Valley College at the old Municipal Stadium. So, so this little bit of history coming up on Saturday. And don't forget, if you got a question, if you're here in the building, you can come up and ask Coach K a question live, or you can call 242-1220 and be in the running for a free pizza. But we'll take a break. You're listening to the Pizza Time Kent Kessinger Show here on 1220 and 103.7 FM KOFO and KOFO.com.
Hey, Ryan, where do you want to go to eat?
Pizza Time.
Pizza Time? Where's that?
At 208 South Main in historic downtown Ottawa. Or we could call 242-TIME and have it delivered.
242-TIME?
Yep, call my BFF Duke and his friends at Pizza Time.
What are you going to order?
I don't know. It's all so good. Pizza, sandwiches, appetizers, and dessert.
Now you've got me hungry. I wonder what time it is.
Pizza Time!
You've seen the bumper stickers. Like I brake for garage sales, I brake for dolphins, or I brake for aliens. If your State Farm agent had a bumper sticker, it would probably say, I brake for auto insurance. Because your agent's always ready to stop and listen to you, so you get the coverage you need to help life go right. That's why people have trusted State Farm with their auto insurance for more than 90 years. So next time you have a break, let's talk.
This is State Farm agent Keith King in Ottawa. Call me today at 785-242-9435.
What it means to be an OU Brave is to be yourself. What I've learned here is I've created memories with friends, and I was actually really comfortable being in my own skin here. Everybody has their own personality, and we're all unique here, just trying to live significant lives. And I think I'm going to leave here with an imprint that will last forever and that I can hold on to and look back at and laugh at and see that I not only learned something, but I created friendships and memories that will always stick with me. That's what it means to be brave, to be yourself.
Be a brave. Visit ottawa.edu.
Even though school has already started, getting your child's school physical is still possible at Ottawa Care Clinic. Now open 7 days a week inside Cosentino's Prize Chopper, 120 East 19th. No appointment is necessary, and a staff of experienced and caring registered nurse practitioners is waiting to help you. Remember, bring your physical form, proof of insurance, or $50. Most insurances are accepted. Ottawa Care Clinic open 7 days a week, Monday through Friday, 11 till 7, Saturdays 9 till 4, Sundays 9 till 3.
Come to Lowe's for stylish updates for fall, like our wide range of durable 100% waterproof porcelain tile starting at just 99 cents per square foot. Or tiles with slip resistance, perfect for wet interior spaces, starting at $149 per square foot. Plus, purchase an in-home measurement by October 16 and get new floors installed by Thanksgiving. Visit Lowe's.com/floor install to see how. All projects have a starting point. Start with Lowe's. Install available for additional fee and excludes Alaska and Hawaii. Restrictions apply. See Lowe's.com for licensure, U.S. only.
Pay off credit card debt with a personal loan from Marcus by Goldman Sachs. Life can add up quickly, like when your youngest needed braces the same week as your oldest tuition was due. And then you got hit with a vet bill for the real baby of the family. Debt happens. It's how you get out that counts. Get a personal loan from Marcus by Goldman Sachs. Fixed interest rates, monthly payment options, and no fees, ever. Learn more at Marcus.com.
Hey, want to celebrate Halloween early with Aaron's? This weekend, treat yourself to no payments until November when you start leasing to own furniture, electronics, and appliances from top brands like Philips, LG, Samsung, and more. That's spectacular. And with no credit needed and free delivery and setup from October 12th to 15th. Come in store or go online. Celebrate Halloween early and treat yourself to no payments until November. Only at Aaron's. At participating Aaron's stores. Transaction advertised as a rental purchase agreement. Some restrictions apply.
Wow, that was
it got loud in my left ear.
Yeah, that was a little loud. I was trying to adjust a little bit of a volume there, and that didn't go so well. But
that's right. I don't use my left ear for anything.
Wow. Selective?
Not anymore.
Well, I was giving you an out.
There you go.
So I was trying.
Between that, CTE, all the other things that I have, ABC, EFG.
How many concussions do you think you've had?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No, I don't think. I think I was too tough to get concussion. I feel sorry for the guys that I had to play against, but.
Well, I'm just going to walk away on that one. There, we'll leave it as is. We need to say hi to everybody.
Yes, it's high time.
We got hello, Amy.
Toaster.
Yes, Toaster.
Hello, Bob's mom.
Yeah, my mom. Doris Grogan again.
Yes.
Which, by the way, it was her birthday last week.
Was it?
It was her birthday.
We should know this before the show. We can make it. But let's say happy birthday, Doris.
Yes, happy birthday, happy late birthday to Doris Grogan.
My in-laws?
Your in-laws?
Yeah.
Happy birthday to them, too?
I don't think it's anybody. Well, my mother-in-law's birthday is coming up in a couple weeks.
Well, so
I got to look at a calendar, but yeah,
it
always happens during football season.
It's a preemptive strike.
It is. Try to give her a present of winning a football game.
Ta-da!
Yeah, there you go.
So let's see. Did we leave anybody out? I think we're good.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, speaking of good, the Braves right now are being 6-1. Oh, you like that? That was,
I did. That was a good segue.
6-1 right now, 22 in the nation. Obviously, not enough people lost ahead of you guys to move up last week. But peeking their head into the top 25 for the first time this year is your opponent this week, Avila. Yep. They're 5-1, coming off a victory over Friends, 31-21, and this is going to be an interesting game because quarterback-wise, they've had a little bit of injury trouble, but we expect to see their starter again back this week.
Yep.
And they have had a high-powered offense. Even last week, they were just shy of 500 yards of offense, and only 66 of it was on the ground. So they like to throw the rock.
Yeah, they do. They like to run a lot of vertical routes. They like to press the coverage deep. They have some really good receivers that are matchup that make difficulties with matchups. They've played three quarterbacks this year. Jacobs III, who was the one that was injured, he came in at the end of the Sterling game and led them to victory in the Sterling game. They've had two other guys play this season, and they all do a little bit of stuff a little differently. I would say the guy that started at the beginning of the year that was replaced by Jacobs, they have some similar characteristics. They like to run a little bit. They're pretty mobile. a lot like the quarterback that we faced this last week in Crouch. The other kid is a little bit more of a pocket, but he can sling it. He's got a really good arm, and it's pretty accurate with his throws. But he's a little bit more of a pocket type player. Their offensive line does I think a really good job of protecting the quarterback. And like I said, they like to go four wides and spread you out and chuck it.
The only loss that they've had this year was against Southwestern, and it came down to a last-second field goal of over 50 yards.
50-yarder, yeah.
What was it that Southwestern did that kept them in the ball game and kept them equal with Avila to have that chance to win?
Well, it started off 21-0 Avila. The starting quarterback goes out. Southwestern scores. Avila scores again to get it to 28-7, and then right before half, I mean, they made some big plays. Southwestern made some big plays. They recovered I believe they recovered like a pooch kick, gave them a short field. They scored again, and so going into the halftime, what was a 21-0 lead ended up being 28-28. So it was tied in halftime. It went back and forth in the second half. They end up scoring. Avila takes the ball back, scores again to go ahead, leaves about a minute and 50 seconds left, and Southwestern takes the ball and gets it into the situation to be able to kick that, to get that field goal to win the game with, I think, 8 seconds left to go in the game or something like that. Or I think after the field goal, maybe they had 8 seconds left at that point. But they really ran the ball well. I mean, Southwestern was throwing it, and I think they have another high-powered offense that it's just kind of like it's what's happening in the KCAC. But they were able to get some really good runs. They have a really tremendous running back that's got good speed, and you give him a little crease, and he broke some big ones for them. So I think that the key was that they were balanced. They were able to throw the football and move the ball, and they were able to run the football and move the ball.
And I would assume that's going to be the key this weekend for Ottawa. You take a look at what Friends did last week to Avila, even though coming up in a losing effort. Friends ended up, let's see here, they threw it for 273 yards of offense. And there was 90 on the ground. So the defense for Avila, as we which has been the theme of the show, is, I wouldn't say a suspect, but there's places that you could take advantage of.
I would tell you that they're going to be one of the stronger defenses that we've faced. They have a pretty good secondary. They have a really good corner. Big, tall kid, long arms, can play some pretty good man-to-man. I anticipate that he'll be traveling around trying to find our best receivers and cover them. Their defensive line is fairly active. They have a defensive tackle that it can pose a matchup issue for us. They really like to run and hit. They're a very physical hitting team. And they have really good makeup speed. So if they get out of position, they do a really good job of rallying to the football or being able to, if they bite on something, to be able to turn back and make up the ground before a play gets to be really big. They're pretty basic in what they do, and I think that's why they've been pretty successful with stuff. But I think that they go as their offense goes, and if their offense is doing well, then they feed off of that. And that's something that we need to make sure that their offense doesn't do as well, and then offensively that we can kind of move the football and put some points on and put some pressure on them.
So do you go into this game with a defensive game plan like you had this last week against McPherson? What would work best against an Avila squad?
Well, I think you've got to eliminate the big play because that has been a big part of their offense. It hasn't been methodical drives. It's been creating the big play and chunk plays. And if you can eliminate one of those, and that's that's part of my philosophy on why we want to have chunk plays, because I think that if you go long enough and you run enough plays, that it's sooner or later, if it's taking you a while to get there, there's going to be something that goes wrong, and so that's why my favorite drives are 1, 2, and 3 plays when you score, and because you don't give yourself as many opportunities to mess things up. So I think that we need to knock them off of that, and I think that throws them out of their comfort zone. And anytime you can throw a team out of their comfort zone, then it's going to cause even more problems, And I think that's where our team has stayed really well together. Is even when we got knocked out of our comfort zone, is that we have more times not just rallied around each other.
And I think this is another one of those weeks where, and we talked about the third down average for the opponent last week. Mm-hmm. The Braves defense is going to have to get off the field on third down.
Yep, and in the red zone scoring, those would be the things. So get them off the field on third downs, and again, I don't care how many yards we give up. That's not a numbers thing that I worry about defensively. It's the points. So if we can keep them off the scoreboard, we give up yards, but if we keep them off the scoreboard, that's the goal that we got to have.
We're going to take our final break of the evening here, and when we come back, it's time to test the mettle of head coach Kent Kessinger.
No, this is nerve-wracking right here. This is more nervous than some of the calls I got to make on Saturday.
So we'll see what happens here. We're going to play the 25-cent pyramid when we come back. You're listening to the Pizza Time Kent Kessinger Show here on 1220 and 103.7 FM KOFO and KOFO.com.
I came here to run cross country, and it ended up being way different than I thought it was going to be. It's unlike anything I've ever been a part of to be on the team. Everyone is so completely different. There are people you never thought you'd be friends with, nothing like your outside friends, but somehow you all click to be the same and have the same interests, but yet completely different. Everyone's always there for you. It's not just about running. Friendships and families like they're your siblings when you're away from home. That's what it means to be a part of the Braves cross country and track team, to be a family.
Be a Brave. Visit ottawa.edu.
Who doesn't love being number one? When your team's dominating the standings, or your favorite band rocks the charts at number one, it feels good, right? Kind of like how it feels when you have auto insurance with State Farm. Because making you feel like number one is an honor your local State Farm agent takes seriously. Through the good times and not so good, your State Farm agent's proud to be here to help life go right.
This is State Farm Agent Keith King in Ottawa. Call me today at 785-242-9435.
Why do we plan ahead for things we like? Parties, weddings, retirement? Because we like to be in charge and have peace of mind that things are going to happen as we want. This is Eric Price, Funeral Director at Lamb Roberts Funeral Home, and I'd like to encourage you to have peace of mind when it comes to your funeral service by planning ahead. You can have control now of the plans and costs and give your loved ones peace of mind as well. Call today and we'll discuss the advantages of planning ahead. Lamb Roberts Funeral Home, compassionate care when it's needed most. 242-3550.
Hey, Ryan, where do you want to go to eat?
Pizza Time.
Pizza Time? Where's that?
At 208 South Main in historic downtown Ottawa. Or we could call 242-TIME and have it delivered.
242-TIME?
Yep, call my BFF Duke and his friends at Pizza Time.
What are you going to order?
I don't know. It's all so good. Pizza, sandwiches, appetizers, and dessert.
Now you've got me hungry. I wonder what time it is.
Pizza Time!
As a small business owner, you make every dollar count. So what could you do with $10? Go to Vistaprint.com today and you'll get 500 high-quality custom business cards for only $9.99. That's less than 2 cents per card. And at Vistaprint, your satisfaction is absolutely guaranteed. So it's never been easier to turn 500 strangers into connections. Just visit Vistaprint.com and use promo code 7272 at checkout. That's Vistaprint.com, promo code 7272.
Hey, want to celebrate Halloween early with Aaron's? This weekend, treat yourself to no payments until November when you start leasing to own furniture, electronics, and appliances from top brands like Philips, LG, Samsung, and more. That's spectacular. And with no credit needed and free delivery and setup from October 12th to 15th. Come in store or go online. Celebrate Halloween early and treat yourself to no payments until November. Only at Aaron's. At participating Aaron's stores. Transaction advertised as a rental purchase agreement. Some restrictions apply.
Come into Lowe's to save on everything you need to get your home ready for holiday visitors. Give your guest bath or your master bath a stylish new look with up to 40% off select vanities. Plus, take advantage of our in-store clearance event and save on all kinds of products and supplies to help you tackle your to-do list, inside or out. Stop by your local Lowe's to learn more. All projects have a starting point. Start with Lowe's. Vanity offer valid through 10/10. Exclusions apply while supplies last. U.S. only. Clearance pricing and selection vary. See store for details.
To the 25-cent pyramid.
Yes.
Live from the KOFO studios at Pizza Time. Coach's Corner, we'll call it affectionately here tonight. Are you ready for this?
Maybe.
Are you worried?
I am.
I see. I sense.
Yes. I took my glasses off just in case.
I don't feel the trust that was there earlier in the program.
I think I got, last time we played this, I believe I got one question in the time allotment.
Okay, well, I think I only did 30 seconds the last time, so I'm giving you 60.
All right, the whole minute I should be able to get 2.
We're going to do 60 seconds here.
Man.
Now, the rules are simple. It's 5 questions.
Right.
Or at least 5 things I'm looking for here.
Right.
The category, things that are almost impossible for the Braves football team to get.
Gotcha.
Okay, so again, for our listening audience, the category, things that are almost impossible for the Braves football team to get. I need 60 seconds on the clock, and here we go. Finally this week, it was
KCAC Offensive Player of the Week.
Yes. It's when people go against each other.
Targeting calls.
Yes. All right. They tend to have a lot of meetings on the field.
Good officiating.
Yes. Yes. It used to. It's where you were this last weekend.
Top 25?
No. The
stadium.
Yeah.
Good stadium. Seating. Good stadium seating. Good.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. God, you get a pass.
Okay. If they're not here, they're
away.
No, but like
that one you had me on.
Okay, all right. Well,
I got 3.
You got 3 out of 5. Congratulations.
Oh.
I went full out with full sound effects, official sound
effects.
That's
right.
This week, so
countdown and everything.
I got the official $25,000 pyramid countdown clock.
That was good.
So you got 3 out of 5. The final 2 were home games.
Home games, yes.
And listeners to the show.
Listeners to the show. Yeah, okay.
So, but as a parting gift, you get a year's supply of rice-a-roni.
Thank you.
So congratulations.
Hey, 3 out of 5. That's better. The first time I only got 1.
That is.
It took me the whole time to get 1.
You're making strides.
I am.
As long as you're getting better, that's all that
right.
matters.
Well, that's what I told our team today. As long as we're getting better, we're doing the right thing.
So we've got just a few minutes left here into the program, and this game, in a sense, to me, coming up on Saturday, I'm calling it an elimination game.
Yeah.
Just because of the way things have gone so far, and with where both teams are sitting in the top 25, a loss here, and you pretty much can just say that your chances for postseason have gone out the window.
Yeah, it's both of us. Going into this game, obviously Avila wants to be successful in it as much as we want to be successful in it. But for a second KCAC team to get into the playoffs, that's what we're looking at. I mean, this is going to be the matchup, and hopefully it bodes well, for us that playing a ranked team, and if we can get on top and then continue to climb into the rankings, and that's that's where playing ranked opponents I think has a favorable view by the national scene. I mean, it took a while for Avila to get in, from the fellow, from the other Raiders, and Coach Gardner and I had been promoting them for the last several weeks, because they had such a good start and they were putting lots of points on the board, and having watched them, now all their games, I got a chance to watch all their games, from video and stuff. They got a really solid football team that I think it's a lot different than the team that they had when they were playing in the heart of America. They got a lot more pieces to the puzzle that I think that they would have been successful there as well. So, so it definitely is, and it could hopefully propel the winner of this game, and obviously we're hoping it's the Ottawa Braves, but
with a win in this game, could you see, even if teams ahead of you do not lose, could you see yourself maybe bumping up anyway?
It just depends. I think that if like say a Georgetown, Kentucky wins and we win with then only one loss, because we'll at that time be 7-1 or something like that.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be better than a 5-3, and we should then hopefully leapfrog them. Just kind of like Eastern Oregon did to us and to several other people by beating Southern Oregon. I think that makes a difference. And then what we need to have happen is obviously we need to beat Avila, and we need to have Avila at the end of the year beat Kansas Westland, so that makes us even look that at the end of the year that we're playing good football. And because that's what you're going to look at as a Raider. You're going to look at how these teams are playing at the end of the year and where they figure in. The key for us is there are some teams that still have to play each other that are ahead of us, and obviously one of them is going to get a loss. It's almost better that if the higher ranked team wins for us, keep the top people on the top.
Well, you're going to be able to catch this game on Saturday. We'll have the Super Stands Cleaning Service, Ottawa University Braves pregame show at 11 o'clock Saturday morning. The best and longest pregame show in the KCAC, if I do say so myself.
I would agree.
And we'll have kickoff at noon here on 1220 and 103.7 FM KOFO. Coach, thank you again for coming to your show.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me come to my show.
Well, who else would we get? I mean, there's only one Ken Kessinger.
And people out there are saying, thank goodness.
And the players rejoice. Join us again a week from tonight here at Pizza Time as we'll get you ready for another week of Ottawa University Braves football. We appreciate you joining us here this evening, and we'll talk to you a week from tonight here at Pizza Time.
Information and entertainment in East Central Kansas. KOFO K279CS Ottawa, where keeping you informed comes first.
Here's the latest from ABC News. I'm Michelle Francis.